Hi guys, it's Sherry here. We have a special treat today. I'm going to be interviewing my friend Elizabeth, who I met at Hope for Cancer, who has an incredible story. This is Elizabeth.
Hi everybody, nice to meet you.
So Elizabeth, tell me about your journey so far with, starting at the very beginning of finding, your lump.
So,
Or talk about what you have too.
yes.
Your cancer.
So, in December, I found a tiny lump in my breast. I nursed my children, and so I thought maybe it was some clogged duct. I just thought maybe it was something simple. We don't have any type of cancer or anything like that in our family, so I wasn't really concerned. I let it go for about 5 days, and then I said, okay, I'm going to go get a mammogram. I'm not big on that, but it was like, it's not going away. Let me just be sure. So I went and had the mammogram, and they were like, let's do an ultrasound. And then they were like, oh, we need to do an ultrasound with biopsies. That was the big kicker and eye-opener for me, even before I understood what was going on. 2 weeks later, it came back. One was triple negative cancer, which is not fed by hormones, and one was estrogen based. And after the biopsies, the triple negative tumor went from a very tiny lump in my breast to being pretty much this is the whole tumor right here now. And that was just after the biopsy. About 2 weeks it grew. Didn't continue to grow, just right after the biopsy. The research that I've done, and just based on knowing they're going into a cancerous tumor and they are cutting it open, what is it going to do?
But spill out.
But spill out everywhere.
It's a bag of poison,
and when
that your body has sealed off nicely with a nice bag, and then if you break that bag open, we could demo it with a balloon and gel.
Yep.
You would see what happened to the gel. So when you punch into the bag, that poison spills out. Now, very controversial subject, but those of us that have had biopsies and then our tumors rapidly grew.
There's other tests you can do. If I could have gone back and they could have said, oh, the mammogram, I would have done the ultrasound just to look at it, and then I would have been like, no. If I could have said anything, this is what the mammogram looks like, an ultrasound, well, let's do a blood test, not a biopsy. I would never, ever, for myself or anybody, say that was the right choice. They recommended 4 rounds of the Red Devil, which is Cytoxan and Adriamycin. And after that, they looked at it and they freaked out. They're like, oh my gosh, it's huge. And I said, I know, I told you it was growing, and you said it was a hematoma, swelling. It was normal for it to get bigger before, after the biopsy, before it got smaller. With the Red Devil, it was so bad that with the last dose that I had, I literally couldn't even drink water. I would get them every 2 weeks. I was having to go and get fluids through my port because I couldn't. I was so sick. I lost so much weight. I lost my hair. I couldn't even think. So it didn't respond to the Red Devil at all. They wanted to do 12 rounds of Taxol. It's not as rough as the other one. But after it got so big, they said, you know what? No, we need to do 6. We'll see if it responds. And if it doesn't respond, then we'll go ahead and do the surgery. I guess their goal was to, ironically, to shrink the tumor before they did the surgery.
And your tumor was getting bigger all the time.
Yeah, not smaller. It didn't respond at all to any of the, treatments that they were saying.
Right.
And I will say that's one thing my doctor said before he came. He wasn't 1,000% supportive, but he goes, I'm doing what I think is right, but it may not do anything for you. And I thought, oh, okay. Well, you could have told me that before I did all this, that you're not exactly sure what to do, but you're doing what you think is right. But he was like, I may not be helping you.
Yep.
And I was like, wow. To go back 2 months, 3 months, and have him, the information he had given me, the research that I had done, and if I could give insight to anybody, research before you get a biopsy, please, 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 please.
Very important.
And would I go, and knowing what I know now, what I've been through, would I ever do chemo again? No.
So your mother found Hope for Cancer?
She found the Hope for Cancer after that. Because as natural as we are, when we got the diagnosis, we both were like, whatever you say. I'm a single mom with 2 babies. I got to be here. Let's do it, you know?
Right.
And we're doing it, and I'm sick.
Yeah.
And it's not getting better. And my mom is like, we got to figure it out.
Yeah, time
so
to stop and do something.
we had looked at places in America. I don't have tons of money, so I was it was like, what do I do? And we had been looking at them for a month and a half, I believe. And then it was a Sunday, and she's like, I found this place. And she's like, it's similar to the things they can do here, but obviously there is other things that they're able to do in Mexico that the FDA wouldn't allow them to do here.
Yeah.
So I'm getting everything I could from a clinic in America and all this extra stuff.
Your experience at Hope for Cancer, like with your treatments and everything, it's quite the aggressive schedule.
It is. And you know, I knew coming in, it's not a vacation. And I love that you say it's a healcation, but it's a job. You know, 8 hours a day, 6 days a week. But the clinic is wonderful. And there's so much going on. You know, blood tests and finding out, you know, your nurses and the plan that your doctor has.
Yeah.
But like I said, even when I went and had my first meeting with Dr. Allen, he's like, you got MTHFR. You need to be doing this, this, and this. Are you doing this? He's like, this is the biggest problem in your cancer and in your gut and in your scheme of things. And it was so fascinating and wonderful.
What a relief that somebody is speaking our language and saying, you know
That
what,
was
we're going to test you for A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and get to the root of your problem with your body. Because cancer is the symptom, people. It's not the reason.
No.
Your immune
That's the
system is
symptom.
messed up, and you have to fix your immune system to kill the cancer. So,
There's a whole-
sorry, this is... People think cancer is the reason, and it's not. It is a symptom of much deeper things, and that's what they get to the root of at Hope for Cancer. And they take you through like emotional working,
I think that
and
is-
food work, you know, your diet and everything. They specifically design a diet for...
They take your hair. And
Yeah, they take hair
unfortunately,
samples.
I had very hairy arms, and I had some hair on my arms left, thank goodness.
Yeah.
And they were able to do that. The food that we eat at the clinic, after 3 days of eating that food, I came to the hotel and I was like, Mom, I can't eat meat or dairy anymore at all. This 3 weeks is just kind of like that jump pack that you need to go home and utilize those tools to keep yourself healthy.
And they are going to give you a whole protocol for 3 months, right?
Yep. You go back twice in a year, but I know they want you back every 3 months to make sure that what you're doing is still working, because apparently you see the biggest results in 6 to 9 months in your tumor. If you have a tumor,
Okay.
that is when you see the biggest results in it. If I could just help one person with my story, and if I could know,
Right.
you know, if I could have that information before I made my decisions. But
Yeah.
everything's such a whirlwind and so fast, and you just think, oh, they're helping me, they're doing their job, okay, we'll do this.
Yeah.
No.
Elizabeth, thank you so
No,
much
thank
for
you.
sharing your story. I just love you. I fell in love with you right away.
Oh my gosh, no. You're wonderful.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And you guys, I'll be back. I'll be back for another vlog in a few days. Maybe I'll do one on Monday. All right. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you later.